and gentlemen. All right, so you guys are going to be working on the cookie cutter project. So this is a fun, really good introductory to 3D printing and Tinkercad. And so I hope you really enjoy it. The one thing I want you to keep in mind throughout this is how thick your edges are. Because with the cookie, if you make your edges too thick, it's just going to squash the dough. But if you make it too thin, like, 3D printing material is not that strong. Well, it is strong, but it isn't. So it's kind of that fanciness that you have to find that fine line. So your eye will be good enough on this, but just think of all the cookie cutters you have at home and what you're going to want to do with it. So let's move on. So first thing you're going to do is, after you've signed up for your class, you guys are going to be in the food project. So we're going to click on there, and then we're going to switch over to activities. Okay, the whole reason for the activities is, as I said in the previous video, that if you are not designing your cookie cutter in this file, we can't see it. So make sure you show it to us. Okay, so we're going to click on the cookie cutter, and then we are going to click on here. We're going to tinker this, and then you're going to get a screen, because this is my original file, to make a copy. Yes, don't forget, put your first and last name, and to make sure it works. Okay, so the reason you want to use this file is there are some requirements for this project, okay? Now, if you take a look here, I've already got it pre-built in with millimeters, okay? So your cookie cutter is allowed to be 8 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters wide and length. And so that's just for our 3D printers to make it easier for us, okay? Now, a cookie cutter is incredibly easy to make. So this work plane in front of us, we can see the name right there, is your entire cookie cutter space. So you want to use as much of that as possible. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a very easy way to build cookie cutters, as you've already done some exercises. I want to make a star cookie cutter. Okay, so I'm going to grab the star out here, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up with the plane, and I'm going to make this as big as possible. Okay, now we want to do that because we want it to take up as much space as possible. Okay, boom. Okay, we got our cookie or star. Now, here's the easiest way I know how to make the cookie cutter. So we're going to click on the object. You're going to then click Control C. So you've already done your basic plans and all that, where you're going to take these blocks, put them together, make whatever shape it is. So once you got your shape, you're then going to click on the object, hit Control C. You're going to click somewhere else and then hit Control V. Okay. Now the next thing you're going to do is, as we can see, it's the exact same. Is we're going to shrink this just a little bit. And then we're going to put that one right where we want it. Okay, and there. So you can see we've got this border around. I'm then going to hit over here and click on this. Okay, as we can see, it's gone there. Now the next, it's gone, like, kind of disappeared, gray. Next step, I'm going to highlight this whole thing, and I'm going to hit the group button. And that is a very, very simple way to do the cookie cutter. Okay, at this point, you guys have kind of seen how this software can be done. You've seen kind of how the cookie cutter works, and now it's just a matter for you to break down your shapes. Okay, so for example, if you're doing Mickey Mouse is really simple. But instead of me using the squiggle function right over here, or scribble, sorry, not scriggle, I'm going to use just 3 circles, and I'm going to pick, because I'm going to go 40 by 40, and then I'm just going to go put him right in the middle, and then I'm going to shrink this down to 10. Why? Because super simple. Well, if my keyboard would work. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to go another, and I'm going to shrink this at 10, and I'm going to make the ear here, and then I'm going to go copy paste. So I clicked on the object, Control C, and then I hit Control V, and then, as we can see right here, and I'm going to move this up. So we have a super basic Mickey Mouse. I'm going to highlight it all, group, and we have a Mickey Mouse. So you guys were told to do a rough kind of sketch on your piece of paper, and what I would recommend doing is take a look at all these basic shapes and kind of draw out what shapes are in each project. And then it's just a matter of, copying this again and then switching it over here using this hole and then grouping it again, and it'll cut it out and you'll have a cookie. Well, have fun. I hope this is a enjoyable project, and don't forget, make sure you draw it in the classroom.